Well, 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 it seems like the games are back afoot at the Eras Tour, and I think a lot of us tuned in last night. I saw at least 150,000 people at most times on Tessa's streams, and I know she wasn't the only one streaming yesterday, so I know a lot of people were looking at Taylor, hoping for the much-lauded Reputation Taylor's version announcement. A lot of us thought we were going to get it. Specifically, if you're confused as why we thought it was going to be yesterday, it's because big artists like Taylor and the company behind her are always looking to get as many like first day, first weekend sales as possible, and usually you get like an 8-week pre-order window that counts towards that initial sales period date. So usually before Taylor announces anything, we get an 8-week period, and this is 8 weeks before her birthday. She's been very heavily Easter egging a lot of dates recently, and one of the biggest is her birthday, so a lot of people did think that we were going to get a Reputation announcement for her birthday. I was not one of those people, because at this point in time, I'm pretty convinced that one of the main narratives that Taylor is trying to tell at this point in time is that we do not actually know her, right? We tune in every night and we watch waiting for specific things to happen. And sure, like a lot of things do happen on these dates, or things of interest happen on these dates. There's new costumes, there's particularly heartbreaking songs, there's specific songs that she uses a lot on those dates, like Maroon and You're on Your Own, Kid. And I think one of the big points that Taylor is trying to make right now is we cannot predict her. We do not know what is coming. We think we have an idea of what to expect from her, but we really don't. We're all just guessing. We're all just hoping that we understand the arithmetic behind Taylor at this point in time. And I'm not like one of those type of people that gets really too attached to my theories. I like making theories because making theories is fun. And it's really not that big of a deal for me, like if it's true or not. So I do love tuning in and clowning all of these times and seeing, oh my God, is she going to do something tonight? What's happening tonight? Are we getting Rep tonight? And a lot of us thought that we knew the signal that was going to herald Reputation, and that was a new Reputation outfit. And I was personally speculating that because we were calling the old Reputation outfit Old Stinky, that Taylor was not going to change it out until it at all Eras Tour. Because it does seem like a lot of changes that she has made to Eras Tour are for her. It is not about what the fans want. I mean, it is to like a degree. There are always going to be the mass fan favorites like Shake It Off and, you know, things like that in her repertoire. But also it seems like things like Long Live, which everybody was so excited when it got added to the set, and she's axed that stuff. And that is a love letter to the fans. And what we've been getting recently, and something that I've been discussing in a lot of my videos, is kind of a breakup letter of sorts to certain fans. I'm not going to go too in-depth in this video because I want to get this out fast so we can discuss what happened Miami Night 1 and move on with our day, because inevitably in a couple of hours this is all going to be obsolete because Taylor's getting on stage tonight. But she does get on that stage every night intending to tell a story. There is a big reason why so much focus is being put on the Eras Tour. And it always strikes me as funny when those big music guys are like, Taylor Swift isn't competing fairly. She's making multiple different versions of her album and she's selling them and she's releasing them on specific dates so that she can stay on top of the charts. Okay, a lot of other A-list musicians are doing that. That's nothing special that Taylor is doing. What Taylor does that is actually competitive, what Taylor does that consistently keeps herself on the top of our minds, on the top of our wallets, is the fact that she is constantly contextualizing and recontextualizing her songs, her art, all of the things surrounding her. And we are all desperate to eat up that story. She can tell us lies. She can bait and switch us. She can mix up the details so that the person who the song is about will know that the song is about them, but the rest of us won't know. And that's one of the things that makes it so exciting to me. There are so many fans out there that believe they have it right. And I think the large majority of us don't. I think that some segments of the fandom are getting close. They're getting like nuggets and kernels of the truth. But I don't think that anyone has the whole truth, the whole narrative, nor do I think that any of us are really going to get the full narrative until such point where she retires and kills off Brand Taylor, which we're not going to go into Brand Taylor versus Taylor the person in this, but I do have a video coming up soon, I promise, that is about all of my different various theories, all of the things that Swiftcraft theorizing is about, basically the analytical perspective that I use when I am considering Taylor Swift and her art and everything surrounding it. That video, like nearly everything that I do, expanded from like a 3-minute TikTok up to like probably a 45-minute video. I don't know. It's going to take a long time to edit it. I apologize. It may be a little messy when it comes out, but I know that y'all are going to love a lot of the theories theories. I know that there are going to be a lot of people that are interested in these theories, and I do hope that it changes some people's analytical perspectives that they view Taylor from. Because like I said, I think one of the things that Taylor is trying to do night after night after night is set the expectation that something is going to happen. And sure, something does happen, but it's not the thing that we expected. So we didn't get rep last night. We had found out relatively recently, I believe, that she had extended the Rep Taylor's Version trademark, which, so from what I understand, because Taylor isn't actively using the Reputation Taylor's Version trademark just yet, she has to do like regular processes to keep that trademark in her name and to prevent somebody from stealing it out from under her. And the fact that she has renewed that trademark when the trademark was supposed to last, I believe, until the end of this year, says to me that we are probably not getting Rep Taylor's Version into next year. What might we get on Taylor's birthday? I would love to get a freaking Christmas album on Taylor's birthday. I think that that would be too late in the year for a Christmas album, though. It only gives it like 12 minutes. It only gives it like 12 weeks to really pop. So maybe like a surprise drop of a Christmas album into December and make December like the month of Taylor and have it be like some big Christmas thing. That is just something that I want in my mind. Do I think it is very practical? Do I think that we're going to see it? No. What did we do see last night? We saw Old Stinky replaced. I know a lot of people are happy. I know a lot of people, when I first saw it on the pixelated stream, I was like, oh no, that's not a new costume. It's the exact same thing. But no, it is the gold and silver variant of the basically the same costume. It looks like nearly everything is the same, except it seems like the red was more like shiny embroidery, like a metallic embroidery floss, and it seems like the silver and gold is a lot of like gems or like small crystals or something faceted. I want to get like really close up pictures, and I do hope that that is one of the things that we get in the Eras Tour book. And one of the reasons that I didn't think that we were going to get Reputation is because we got the Eras Tour book announced, and a lot of times Taylor doesn't announce things on the same week. So I really don't think we are getting an announcement this week for her birthday, which makes me think we're not going to get a specific Taylor Swift's birthday release. I do think that she's hinting at debut being closer. I think debut is at the corner of a lot of our minds, but I had been thinking that she was going to take Karma. Karma is this album that a lot of us believe that she was working on before her reputation got diminished, and that those songs did not fit for the Reputation album, and they basically got shelved because they were still owned by her old record label. So a lot of people believe that there are those tracks, we call it Karma, and that she has been hinting at the fact that she is going to be releasing these tracks soon. And my thought had been pretty strictly that she was going to release Karma as the Reputation vault, and that's why she was saying that the vault was going to be fire. And maybe that's still what's happening. I mean, maybe that's why kind of TTBD was like a test of two albums that were kind of the same but kind of different to see how that would track with her audience and things like that. But with Reputation, now that we're getting that extended, and with seeing so much like punk almost inspired aesthetic, we're seeing a lot of plaid, we're seeing a lot of straps, we're seeing a lot of things that was like the stuff that she was wearing around the time Coachella, Bleachella, when she would have been writing those songs, those mythical Karma songs. If you want a specific video about Karma, I haven't done one because so many other people have done videos on that, but if you want to hear Karma from my words, let me know down below and I'll be sure to fill it up. I do not believe this is the final Reputation outfit that we're going to get. I had previously believed that the color scheme for Rep Taylor's version was going to be kind of like white light being refracted through a prism into different colors, and each of those colors is one of the different eras that Taylor has. And that kind of being like a reclaiming of her reputation. She's not Black and Snakes and I'm going to steal all of your money or whatever other people thought of her during that time. She is actually a very multifaceted individual that is often perceived through this light of a good girl, when in reality, when she's broken down into her component parts, she's so much more than that. But now, because TTPD is using white pretty strongly in its aesthetic, that has me like, okay, she's probably not going to do that unless she just makes it like rainbow and have it be each color is one of her albums and each album is a different facet of her or a different facet of a time period during her life. Now I'm almost wondering if we're going to see like a silver and gold, like radiant kind of aesthetic, which I'm kind of like, I'm very down with. I would love to see, yes, sure, she's embraced like the bondage bit, she's embraced like the devil, you know, all of these like imagery. I would love to see her really lean into some more like either not angelic, but maybe like half half angel, half demon, something that is a more nuanced look at Taylor as a whole, because she's neither of those things, right? She is not a perfect, angelic, wonderful person. You don't get to make $1 billion by being perfect, right? You have to do some things that are not necessarily the most ethical from time to time in order to become a billionaire. That said, of the billionaires, I don't think that she is this like demon figure that a lot of people perceive her as. I just think that she was raised by parents who were into finance, and she likes being at the top of the like big like number chart. I think she very highly I think there are parts of Taylor that still are very concerned with things like numbers and achievements and awards. Like, we've known how hard she goes for the Grammys and things like that. Those accolades are important to her. And right now, she is legacy building. She is not competing with the people that a lot of people think of her peers. She's not competing with Chappell Roan or Olivia Rodrigo or any of those figures. They're too early in their careers. Like, at this point in her career, she is competing against people like the Beatles, like Madonna. She's honestly eclipsed Madonna in a lot of ways, in my opinion. She's surpassed Beyonce because Beyonce is more focused on her family and she's not putting in the PR work that Taylor puts in. But enough about reputation and how I don't think we're going to get it this year and how I don't think this is the final outfit that we're going to get for it. I just think that this was a teaser, a way of her saying, I can show you lies, I can bait and switch you, I can promise you things, you're still going to tune in every week, you're still going to give me your time, because I am delivering. Like, I'm getting up and I am dance monkey dancing, and it is working for you. Like, I have seen so many nights of the Eras Tour at this point in time on a little grainy pixelated display on my phone, and every night I'm, oh, is there a new outfit? Oh, what is this? Did she change the lyric? Did she sing it a different way? It's so, everything is different. And one of the reasons that I don't talk about Eras Tour much is because it is very hard for me to avoid scope creep. It's so hard for me to talk about just one night of the Eras Tour, or just one facet of the Eras Tour, because I believe it is an ongoing story that she is in the process of telling us. And at this point in time, it is at a very like confusing point. It's a very like Taylor saying, like, I know you don't understand what you're seeing. That's on purpose. And I'm going to discuss that more in the surprise song, but let's very quickly go over the other outfits. So the new Fearless dress, a lot of people saw that and immediately were saying that it looks like a butterfly, and I do see butterfly. I know a lot of people were into the butterfly, but what I'm seeing is something more like, it does look like a flower that's opening up, a flower that's unfurling. It also reminds me of like a stingray or some kind of undersea. It's giving me like Ursula vibes for some reason. Like, I'm getting like Ursula with a trident. And I don't know if that's just me, because I know that there's a lot of like Ariel references in Taylor's work, just putting that in there. We also did get a new Midnight shirt. It is lavender and it has swirls on it like the one Speak Now dress. I think it's very interesting how much Taylor has been linking her current work, her things like Midnights and TTBD and stuff like that, back to these old eras, Speak Now and Red and things like that. And I do think one part of the story that we're being told is how a lot of things have changed over the years, but a lot of things have stayed the same. Then the new surprise song dress that is identical to the color scheme of You Need to Calm Down, a song that a lot of her fans do not understand why she keeps in every night. The real ones know. If you want to call this the beta dress, sure. This is like her beta testing whether or not like her coming out is going to be accepted. I think there have been so many references lately to her liking girls, and I hate that we can't even talk about it because there are so many people that pollute the water of this discussion. I do not believe that this is anything intrusive in any way. Taylor knows every single outfit she puts on what the colors are going to infer, what the message is going to infer to people. And I cannot just accept that is the fruit roll-up dress or the beta dress. Like, we know when that wig came out, it was called the bi flag wig. And a lot of people debated, is she or is she not? And unfortunately, people are hateful. People can have any level of excessive speculation about what Taylor and Travis are doing in bed, if he's hung, what acts they do, whether she's pregnant, what they're going to name the kid. They AI generate pictures of the babies, but we can't say, oh, maybe she's bi. There's such a double standard. And if you think that the ones of us that are like, she's giving me like vibes are the wrong ones and not the people that are like death threatening us, There are obviously individuals that overly speculate to one degree or another, but that is not exclusive to people that think that she's queer. Every segment of fandom has fans that feel that way, and if you're just going after the ones that think she's queer, you're queer bashing. I'm sorry, buddy. So let's go into the surprise songs. Tim McGraw and Timeless. Timeless, I want to say that was supposed to release earlier. Timeless was written really early and released really late. Hold on. Speak Now, Taylor's version. Okay. So Timeless was originally written for Speak Now, but wasn't released back then. And I think I want to say that it was almost released during Reputation, in Reputation. I may be making that up. And I do think with Tim McGraw that there's obviously oh, are we hinting at debut? And I think debut has kind of gotten forgotten in the fuss, and a lot of us have just been like, oh, it's going to be Debutation. For a long while, I thought Debutation was going to come out on December 13th, and it was going to be her, like, kind of expounding her truth. Now, I don't believe that. Because realistically, in my mind, what I was seeing is that Eras Tour is selling these Taylor versions for you, because it is hard to get people to purchase an album that they already own. You have to, like, convince them that it's worth it. And it's more than just having, like, these extra songs or these remixed versions or giving her her profits. It's also a layer of being a part of the experience that's happening right now. Like, my next door neighbor, it was not really into Taylor, but when I started getting into Taylor and TTBD came out, she got into Taylor because she admitted that, like, she had not really ever been super into Taylor, but she was very excited to be part of something that was popular. And I think it's like a lot of people that got into Game of Thrones, even though it wasn't like their thing, because it was the thing that everybody was doing. And Eras Tour has become the thing that so many people are doing. Like I said, 150,000 people were watching on a grainy live stream of Tess last night. I also think it's funny that I think a couple of days ago I had saw on TikTok that Taylor never wears jeans anymore, and that is part of my big, like, Taylor as performance artist theory that it's going to be in one of my next videos as well. But it is very funny to me that she posted that TikTok of her in her jeans with Olivia, who we haven't really seen in a long time. She has stopped being a millennial cat poster on her account for a while. She has primarily posted the things that, like, propel her career, the things that make her career go forward. And I do think that there was some element of, yeah, I see what you say about me. Taylor has in numerous ways over the years expressed an awareness of what we say about her online. There is Nose Boopler, there's No It's Becky, like there are all of these little memes of Taylor kind of being in touch with one or more segments of her fandom, especially the ones of us that engage most on social media. And this really struck me as a little nod both to maybe debut coming back out, maybe the era of performance artler coming to an end. And I think it's fascinating to mix this song, which is honestly like one of the first big songs that she ever had when she was very young, with Timeless. And a lot of the theming of TTBD is how she sacrificed the muse or muses that was most important to her for her career. And then she had her career stolen, and she has had to scramble over the years to try and get all of the things that she owned, that she made with her bare hands and her inner turmoil back under her possession. And I understand especially how much of herself she puts in her lyrics, why owning this is important, why not having so many other people able to profit off of it in any way that they want, put it up for any commercial, things like that. And one of the things that we've been having a lot with Taylor in this era of her career is this, did I make the right decision? Was deciding to prioritize my career above everything else, above love, above being myself, above having like free time, above having emotional stability, having to be part of the industry. She has obviously hinted at people that have hurt her within the industry in other ways, and there's definitely been a lot of, is this worth it? Did I make the right decision? Would I make the right decision again? And I do get the feeling that some nights the answer is different than other nights, right? All right, I got 20 minutes of battery left, so we're gonna have to go on to the next one. This Is Me Trying and Daylight. And This Is Me Trying and Daylight, I feel, really ties into this theory of trying to step in the light, trying to step into the light as Taylor Swift the person, not Taylor Swift the carefully cultivated PR image of a pop star that has been sold at least since Reputation era. And I do think that that video with Olivia and with the jeans is kind of a hint that we're done that. 10/18 is a date that she hints at time and time and time and time again in her work. This mashup to me of This Is Me Trying and Daylight is her saying, like, I have put on this mask, I have put on this mirror ball, I have shined sequins reflecting what you needed to see into you. And I think a lot of her work has been trying to satisfy as many people as possible, as many angles as possible. And I do feel like after Eras Tour, the end of the Eras era, that is over, and a part of her is going to miss the fans that she will inevitably lose when she shows everybody, I am a real human being with flaws. A lot of people are very invested in her and Travis, and I think those people are not paying enough attention to no deal that 1950s shit they want from me. Taylor's been very specific over her career about talking about this, like, one night versus a bride. Like, that is the only image that they see of her, where a lot of younger people and a lot of younger performers are kind of like, we'll date for a while, we'll see how it goes. If it's forever, it's forever. If we want to go disparate ways, we'll go disparate ways. For 6 years, we believed that Taylor and Joe were perfectly happy, hunky-dory happy, and they were going to get married, and they were going to buy a house, and they were going to have kids. If they probably aren't, they were already secretly married, weren't they? Taylor very deliberately showed us by letting us know When You Losing Me was written, that we have not had the full picture of what's going on behind the scenes. Like, their lyrics paint a picture of relationships that are very on and off, relationships that aren't often as emotionally fulfilling as she would like them to be, and relationships that are a substitute for the people or the person that she's actually interested in being with. Who, no, I don't believe is Matty Healy. I think he's just another performance artist. He's another character that was already in the narrative that was convenient to put together for the rest of the Eras Tour story that she's telling. But it is very telling that in the Eras Tour visuals, she burns down the Lover House, and then after TTPD came out, the Lover House was revealed to be a set. This is a narrative that we are being told. It is a second narrative that Taylor is crafting. And I believe all of those narratives will either knit together into one whole of Taylor as this multifaceted, flawed, but also not that flawed individual, or she's going to supernova like Under the Pink Seven things, and she is going to implode her whole career so that she can finally be herself again. One of my next videos is about all of the theories and the analytical perspective that I view Taylor from, so if that's interesting to you, please be sure to subscribe. I am still a very small channel. I got under 2,000 subscribers at the time of recording, so it does help me out very much. I have a couple of videos coming out that are going to be longer, and I will also probably be putting a couple of shorter, more videos like this, not like filler, but less edited, less researched videos. If there's anything specific you want to hear me talk about, let me know down below. Bye!